Mahou Tsukai Sally is the original animated series that started the genre of magical girls. It premiered in 1966. The story is about the tomboyish witch apprentice Sally, who is very interested to know the human world and meet the people there. So she decides to run from her parents and magic studies and have fun here. She's followed by the playful magician Q, who watches over her. Sally makes friends at the school and helps the people with her magic, having some adventures in her daily life. This series was created by Mitsuteru Yokoyama, famous for another creations like Iron Man 28 and Giant Robo. The story was mainly inspired by fairy tales and the TV series Bewitched, that was then very popular between the girls in Japan. Some curious details that can be noted are the character designs in the simplistic and comic style, heavily influenced by early American animations. Another one is that the series began with episodes made in black and white, until episode 41. Since then, the episodes were in color, because the appearance of color TV. Sally has innate magic powers, which she uses without the need of any magic item to cast spells, having the skill to create anything and transform anything and anybody. The series was remade in a new season that premiered in 1999, retelling the story, turning it in the adventures of the magical princess. Based on the manga series written by Akatsuka Fujio, Himitsu no Ako-chan is the story of Atsuko, a girl that, after breaking her favorite mirror and burying it in a grave, the grateful spirit of the mirror gave her a special mirror, or transformed her into anybody after reciting the magic words. Being the second Magical Girl series to be animated, it was the one that set a lot of the more common elements, like the transformations, magical items, and magical phrases. Ako-chan has the power to transform herself into anybody else, or any animal, only by using her magic mirror, reciting the words, requiring not being seen by anybody when she uses her magic. She can turn back only by using her magic mirror, so she has to take good care of it when transformed. The series has two remakes. The second version premiered in 1988 with a direct movie, and the third version premiered in 1998. Both are different retellings and updates of the story, but the more recent is the 2012 live-action movie with a 22-year-old Atsuko. Loosely based on the classic fairy tale The Little Mermaid, Mahou no Mako-chan tells the story of Mako the mermaid, the daughter of the King of the Seas. Mako learns to know the human world despite the objections of her father. One stormy night, she rescues a young man from a wrecked ship and falls in love with him. In order to look for him, Mako asks the help of the Witch of the Sea to turn herself into a human, not being able to return as a mermaid. She lives her life as a schoolgirl, being adopted by an old fisherman who lives with his two grandsons, and she helps the people with the aid of her magic pendant. While she waits for the day, she finds the man she fell in love with. Mako has her magical pendant, called the Tear of the Mermaid, that reacts to the sunset light, working in mysterious ways depending on the need of the situation. The story begins with the mother of 9-year-old Melmo being killed by a car, leaving her and her two younger brothers orphaned. In this situation, her mother grieves for her children and asks God for a wish to help them. Her wish is granted, returning to Melmo as a spirit to give her a bottle that contains special candies of two colors. The red ones make her grow older, and the blue ones make her younger. So, with this, she can face the life taking care of her brothers as a grown-up when needed. But there is another effect when taking both candies at the same time. She turns into an egg, from where she can turn into any animal she desires. The series was created by the god of manga Osamu Tezuka, and as it's common in his creations, the story is innovative, having a very original and human approach. The series was intended as a sex education story, showing the things someone experiences when growing up, but it did get complaints from many parents for making the children raise questions that they were uncomfortable with. As with many Tezuka characters, Melmo did some cameos in some of his other series. Sarutobi Ecchan is a comedy series about a little girl called Etsuko Sarutobi, who, accompanied by her guardian dog Buku, is transferred to a school in the city, surprising her classmates with her special skills, like talking with animals, fighting, and doing any athletic activity, in addition to her tricks that are like magical. The reason for her having all these skills is that she is the descendant of the famous ninja Sasuke Sarutobi, inheriting them through generations. The use of the skills and being performed by the little cute girl Ecchan with a light comedy and school lifestyle are the reasons why this series is considered part of the magical girl genre. In addition, all her skills working like magic, which she uses to help the people. The series was created by Shotaro Ishinomori, better known for action series like Cyber 009, but it wasn't successful in animation, being suddenly cancelled without having an ending of the story. This is the story of the little girl Chappie, a very young witch of the magic land, who would like to know the human world. She goes to the human world after running away with her brother from the party of her grandfather, and ends up very bad, taking with her a magic wand that helps her improve her magic, since her is very weak. After all of that, Chappie's parents decide to move with her and live between humans, while Chappie begins to learn how to be a good witch, while helping the people around her. This show is the continuation of the magical girl genre by Toei, as it proved to be popular among the girls, with the success of previous series, this time aimed to a more younger audience, since we follow this story with the point of view of a child witch. As was mentioned before, Chappie differs from the magical girls before her because she is younger and more inexperienced, having weaker magic. So she also introduces the use of a magic wand to help her cast her spells, using the words The story is about an extraordinary girl called Limit, who has superhuman abilities because she really is a cyborg, as a result of her father saving her from a plane crash. With her artificial body, she now has skills like high-speed running, high jumping, super strength, or transforming into someone else by turning the knob in her chest. But the problem with being a cyborg is that she feels troubled, because sometimes she questions herself if she is no longer a human and more a robot, feeling lonely because how different is from her friends. Another trouble she has to face is that she can't use her powers too much, because if she runs out of power, it could be dangerous for her health. Despite being a cyborg, the creators intended to make her skills look like she is casting some magic, with some visual effects, and the calling out loud of each skill she activates. In addition, she has a robot dog companion, like most magical girls so far, who have their own companions. The series that is a hallmark not only in the magical girls genre, but also in the whole anime history, is the story of Cutey Honey, the sexy heroine that fights against the evil organization Panther Claw. The story begins with Honey Kisaragi, the daughter of Professor Kisaragi, who finds him killed by Panther Claw's henchmen. After this, it's revealed to her that she isn't his real daughter, but an android created by him whom he raises as her own family, with the skill to change her look and her abilities, becoming then the avenging heroine Cutey Honey. Created by Go Nagai, a famous creator also known for series like Mazinger Z and Devilman, and it's apparent because Cutey Honey has common and controversial elements in his creations, like the explicit sexual and violent situations. Cutey Honey is the first magical girl to set a lot of common elements, like a transforming heroine, a phrase of introduction, a secret identity in a magical girl, a fancy suit, a magical girl heroine, a teenage and sexy magical girl, and magical items that are used as weapons. The Cutey Honey series has been so popular that it has been remade in another TV series, 2 OVA series, and 2 live-action movies, ranging from the toned-down version to the more sexual versions.